everyone. Welcome to It's Okay to Be Okay. I'm here with Chrystal Hood and Jennifer Buck, and today we're going to be speaking about what it's like on the other side of understanding the three principles, what it feels like, that lightness, that kind of, this is amazing kind of feeling of the three principles, and what that can mean for you. So let's start. Anyone else want to go first?
Okay. Okay, let me think for a second. So before the three principles, I was constantly in a personal crisis over everything because I had so much thinking all the time. And now things that would have sent me under for months before, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a problem and I'll get to it. Like things don't hit the same way because I understand where it's coming from. Like, now I can see that storm, and when the storm's going and all the clouds are getting dark and it's getting thick up here, I don't have to engage with it, and life's just simpler, like, in every way. When issues come up, real issues that normally I would freaked out about and lost sleep over, and, it comes that, and then it's like, "Okay, but this is just temporary. And if I hold off for a minute, I'll know what to do." And it's changed everything that I do.
Sorry.
I used to be a yeller all the time. Now it hurts my voice. I'm not at that panic all the time. And it's a beautiful feeling when everything goes wrong and it looks like your whole world is just crumbling in front of you, and you can breathe and say, "Oh, wait, that's just thought. That's not what's really happening. That's a story I'm making into what it means." And my anxiety is down probably a good 65% all the time. Y- I think someone else should talk now because I'm just rambling.
Well, why don't I talk about my experience this week? So this week I am full in alignment, and maybe I want to talk about the magic, the the shit that people just will not believe, the kind of synchronicities that happen when you're in full alignment, because it's happening right now and it's fucking crazy. So for I get these weeks where I am like full in alignment, full in trust, and I'm like so high in the trust and ideas coming to me. And this week again it's the same, like, and I know what happens is I let go of resistance. I feel that well-being, I feel that kind of excitement, I feel that just freedom is all I can say again. And then I'll start analyzing it, and that's what gets me back down, and then I'll go on a downer. But then, because I'm trying to get myself back to where I was, it keeps me down there. And when I just let go, like the other day, I just let go. I started, for some reason, I just started having the urge to go deep clean my kitchen, like full on steam clean my kitchen. And I was just really peaceful. I was just being, I was perfectly in presence. And it's quite funny because money has been one of my biggest kind of issues, one of my biggest traps that I keep getting, the loop keeps coming back round. And I've been trying to sell this bodybuilding bikini for like fucking months. Absolute months it's been on there. And I felt this presence. I was just really present. and then ding, my phone goes. And I look at it, someone's off by my bikini. I'm like, fuck off. And I knew for a minute because I felt my energy shift. I felt it. It was physical. And then today I was out walking with my friend and I said, like, I can feel this belief about money, like right on the surface. It's like it's come from depth and it's come up. And I can feel it. And I feel like it's been ready to be released. And I can feel like money around me. Um, and I'm keeping it away. There's still a part of me that disbelief is a part of me, like I'm not safe with wealth. And I said, oh, I was in the forest. And I was like, I accept, I allow. Literally just did that. I didn't get home, and then I got a phone call. I just got 4 grand in my account. I'm like,
Well, phone call.
what the fuck? It is like when you're in alignment, reality really does bend and change wherever you are. And I've experienced this multiple times. And I wanted to share, like, how powerful it is, like, how reality literally feels like it changes, and the synchronicities and the coincidences and everything that happens when you're in that alignment, when you're not trying, when you're in that trust and you're just relaxing and enjoying life no matter what comes. Like, I got a speeding ticket the other day. I didn't give a shit. I spent it on our last one. I don't give a shit. Not in a bad way. And that's when my energy started to change. And again, the other day I'd put my weight back on because I rebound, I'll lose weight, and then in a couple days, bang, it's straight back where I was. And we've got a wedding on Saturday, and I thought, right, I'm going to try some clothes on, and and I got I got in a little paddy. I was like, you fat fucker, you've got all these nice clothes and you can't wear any of them because they're too tight. And I was getting really annoyed, and Dave like grabbed me by my shoulder. Was like, "It's just your thinking. It's just your thinking." And I was like, "I know." And then literally instantly like that, I felt something drop. It's like this heaviness just left. And I was like, "Oh, okay, okay. I may be bigger than what I want, but it's okay. I know I'm going to find something to wear. It's not a big deal." And since then, I'm just like, okay, I will know. I know that the right actions and behaviors that will get me to my body will come to me when I'm ready for them. That's it. And it's like it's seeing the difference between the level of consciousness you have and the actions that are attached to that. And because when you're down here, you can't see the actions of a consciousness up here. And it feels like it's never going to happen, or it feels like, what's the word? Like you just can't see above that level. And even today we thought of another idea of how to get a few grand more money. We never considered that before. But that's because we're up here in our consciousness. We can see more. It really is just incredible when you allow yourself to raise that consciousness, all the things that open up, the synchronicities up, the magic that happens, everything. So yeah, there's my kind of story for this week.
Oh my. Let's see. I know it sounds like such crap because before I had any kind of shift, I thought, such crap. No way this is for real. There's no way this shit happens. But I didn't fight it inside me, if that makes any sense. Like, I just thought, whatever. You know, the problems that'll fall away, the things that'll drop away, that'd be great. I'm looking forward to it, but I didn't like set an expectation, so to speak. I just rolled with it and was like, whatever. If it happens, it happens. And I didn't think about it until after it happened. And it is, man. Like, you guys have used the perfect words. It is freeing. It is light. It is, I don't care in the most loving way. I don't care. A flat tire becomes a flat tire. Things fall away. For me, a huge one was self-judgment and that harsh inner narrative on myself that just vanished. And that is one that I called bullshit on when I was first, taking a course and listening to David talk about things just dissipate. And I'm like, and I think he even used that as an example, that inner dialogue can be one of them. And I'm thinking, wouldn't that be nice? Because I lived my whole life that way. And yeah, like you, Jen, I was a yeller, man. I yelled at everything. Everything was so dramatic, dude. It didn't matter. It didn't it didn't matter if it was because the sun wasn't shining through the window the way I wanted it to, or if it was an actual like circumstance that, maybe people do get upset about. It didn't matter. Those were all the same to me. My boiling point was way over the top, and I would fly off the handle. And the coolest things about this are the things that we just don't even realize until we realize it, at least for me. So, like, I say the first time I yelled, because I yelled, I promise you guys, probably almost every single day, multiple times a day, I yelled, whether it was at my kids, my husband, somebody, a stranger, I yelled. And when I realized I hadn't done that in 2.5 years was the first time I yelled. 2.5 years before I raised my voice and yelled at somebody. And not because I restrained myself, just because there is not that reactive. There's not that, oh shit, she just looked at me like that. Really? Who the does she think she is? I'll show her. Or I can't believe my husband just fucking said that. What in the hell is going through his head? He wants me to punch him in the face. What I never punch my husband in the face. But, it was those types of thoughts that now it's just like, it's it's awesome
I've met
because
Brian really quick, and it takes great restraint to not punch him in the face.
I'm so gonna make sure that he watches at least this bit.
Hi, Brian.
So so he'll have something to say to you, Jen.
That's okay. He can be mad at me.
Uh, he'll laugh. But no, it is those cool things. It is those cool things that is created in that space of that sigh inside yourself, the way that the whole world didn't change. Be a lot cooler if it did, but it didn't. I did. And realizing that and just all dropping all the seriousness and the ridiculous judgments on anything and everything, even just freaking objects, phone calls, texts. It doesn't matter what the judgment is. People, it's wonderful and it is effortless and it is light and it is freeing. And my motto will be I don't care.
Oh, and Melissa, you said something that about life meets us. Like when we stop trying to control everything, life meets us where we're at. And it is magical. It is magical. And I just want to clarify, I never wanted to punch Brian. Brian reminds me of my husband. He reminds me of Tony. So only by like that classification, they all need to get smacked a little bit. It's good for him. But
It is.
with the life meeting us, it started out so little, just with calling the thoughts and seeing it, and then when something big came up, instead of the freak out and the spiral and then having to climb out of that and then deal with the problem, I wouldn't do the spiral. And when I could see that spiral and not engage with it and just hold tight for a few, I could see a solution on the other side of that spiral. just waiting for it to die down, you know? And silly little things from what to say to my kids when they have an issue, or how to just be there and listen to random checks that I had no idea were coming just show up because I didn't know what I was going to do. And normally I would have stressed and stressed and stressed and not slept and yelled at everybody. But that holding on in that trust, life meets us, it brings us what we need. And that sounds like total bullshit. And I would probably still call bullshit if it hadn't happened multiple times over and over. Every single time I choose not to interact with that spiral, not to get sucked into the whirlpool of what this means, how it's going to affect me, how it's going to play out. When I just am able to stand on that side, it's like the whirlpool goes and then, oh shit, there's a bridge to get to the other side right fucking there.
Do you know what? I love our struggles though, because they are actually amazing, because they're amazing for bringing up the beliefs we must be holding. Like for me with the weight, it's like I'm not worthy unless I'm skinny. So like all of the things that we struggle with, I love the saying that like everything in our life is serving us, even if we don't think it is. It is. Like I had an insight the other day was about how I'm a coach and I'm still going into those spirals sometimes, or I'm still going into those downers, and I'm like, why am I still doing this? And then as I was coming out, the insight just hit me. It's like, because you can still be relatable to people you're helping. I was like, oh, holy shit, I can use this. And it's like, I had the perfect idea of like, okay, every time I go on that downer, I'm going to record myself how I'm feeling right now in that moment. And then when I'm out of it, I can use that as content, because I know my ideal client is me a few steps back. And so I was like, oh, wow. So this is actually really useful for me, because if I get too far ahead, then I'll forget what it feels like to be trapped there, or to be feeling like I'm stuck. And so now I'm literally from that one insight, I'm like, oh my God, it's such a pleasure to have those down moments, because I get to feel exactly what my ideal client feel without the awareness. And so now I can talk to that and I can help them through it. And that insight just really like made me excited. It made me excited about my downs. You know, how crazy is that?
No, I love it. It's beautiful. And most of the time when we talk about this stuff, we're like, oh, you know what? It's not magical. Fuck that. It is magical. Because just like you're saying, even in your awareness of your low moods and it's showing you, oh, this is usable. This is teachable. This is something that is going to be helpful to my clients. There's so much magic in everything. I don't care. It's magical, even if I'm in a low mood, even if something didn't work out the way I wanted it to. It worked out the way it was supposed to. And I have faith in that. I know that that's what it is, because if it was supposed to work out some other way, well, then mind would have worked it out that way. And it's lovely just to, John, I don't know if you said it on a podcast or in our class or whatever, but it's like that free fall, and just knowing that it's fine. The money showing up in the mailbox, like we've all had it, just checks coming from nowhere. You're like, oh, well, that's sweet. Didn't know that was coming. It's beautiful. There, even our struggles, even the little things that try to creep in and say, mm, sure you want to do that? You sure you want to put yourself out there like that? and then just not, then just saying, yeah, you know what? I do. So I'm going to do it and just going for it because we go for so much more. We just have that faith. We take those steps forward and we don't worry. We don't worry. At least I don't worry. I don't worry because you know what? If it's not what's supposed to be, well, then maybe it's taking me a step closer to what is. Or it is going to directly show me, hey, whoa, turn around. Because maybe you forgot to look in that direction for a second. Maybe you need to learn something about this a little bit more before you go to take that step. And that's the beautiful thing about this understanding and living from this is that it's always giving. It's always just expanding. It is always just teaching us more and more. It's not like, isn't about having a new life. It's about having a new relationship with life. And that relationship comes from our innate well being. That relationship comes from inside us. And what's more magical than that?
There's so much magic. You're right. I mean, in all of it, in being able to take our wisdom with us when we go down, in knowing that even in those low moods, we're meant to go there. We're just not meant to stay. And there's beauty. There's beauty even in the low, in the dark, because we get to see it, not for what we think it means, not for what we think it says about us, not, but just for exactly what it is, human weather. We all have it. We're set up that way for a reason. And we can't appreciate the highs without the lows. But I gotta tell you, like, for me in the past, even my highs, like my manic highs were chaotic and messy and unpredictable, impulsive, and scary. And now it's like to get to see that, to get to see how much I used to carry and that it was all me who was carrying it. Like, that's been so helpful knowing that I was responsible for my experience. And the magic is that even when I have a bad experience now, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because my worst experience now, pretty close to one of my really good experiences before, you know? It's just better because I don't believe all of the bullshit I tell myself. I know I have something to fall back on. I know that if I completely lose my footing, I'll be caught. And usually, if I completely lose my footing, even when I see it, then maybe I wasn't supposed to go there. Maybe that's taking me to where I need to be.
Yeah, I love how you said about being grateful for it because even just the other day with like Dave and the trying on clothes, and he said it's just a thought, and I'm like, I said to him, I was like, I know this is serving me. I know this is making me, and this is a lesson. And even though I was like still feeling the frustration, I was like, I'm grateful for this. And I wouldn't have done that a few years ago. I would have just gone full down fucking tantrum. I don't want to go. I just feel like shit. And then I would have made that mean something about myself. And then the thoughts would have carried on. And literally, I just stopped myself from going down that fucking spiral by just, and it felt light. Yeah, I'm still feeling the emotion because emotion hasn't passed yet. But I know that this is serving me in some way. I know that this is teaching me a lesson. I know that I need to once the lesson's there, then the lesson will go and I won't need it anymore. All of everything that I've learned over the past 36 years, 80% of the wisdom that I've got, 80% of the knowledge is from the suffering. Is from what I would normally have considered negative. But that's where all my wisdoms come from. That's where all my, well, not like, obviously wisdom comes from mine, but like that's where all of my data and things that I can relate to people, and because I know that I'm meant to be a coach, a teacher, a guide, and that is everything that I needed to be the best coach guide I can ever be. And even now, when I do suffer, I'm like, I know that I'm going to be able to use this when I'm out of it, and that is powerful.
It's
It
very
is.
powerful. Sorry, go ahead, Chrystal.
No, I was just gonna say it is because you're right. It's
Sorry, I
Melissa.
don't
It's
understand. I said sorry,
uh,
and my phone thought I said Siri, and she didn't understand. Sorry.
I don't understand. You know what? That's a great place to talk about not caring about not knowing. Because I had something to say and I don't know what it was. But that's the beauty of it too, is it's okay with not knowing because we are so programmed to have to know what's next. What does this mean? Where is this taking me? What goal am I reaching? All of these things we have to know, meticulously planned out so that I can reach here. What's next? What's next? What's next? Oh my gosh, if I could just I don't even know how to articulate how wonderful it is to not give a shit about what's next and let what's next meet you. And then from the feeling inside of you if that's a true what's next or that's just some bullshit story, what's next.
Mhm.
And I love that because, you know, I have people who come to me all the time for advice, for, just kind of stuck, just whatever. And I'm always like, why me, first of all? And for anybody that watches that, I'm not saying that in a horrible way. It's just sometimes I wonder, what is it about me? Why me? Um, but that is the thing. Like I will get offered things and to be part of things. And then I just know there's this knowing inside of me that if it's not immediate, then I just need to get quiet. Let it go. Don't ponder it. Don't think about it. Just let it go. And it will come to me if it's supposed to be or if it's not. I'll know. I won't have to pros, cons. I'll just know. And I love that because I know there's still lots of people out there when they make decisions, they have a pros and they have a cons list and, listing it all out instead of just trusting what is already in us, leading us and saying, hey, yeah, go this way. Or, hey, yeah, you know what? Hold on just a second, just a few more minutes. Obviously, I don't actually mean minutes, but just a few more minutes and wait until you're actually ready. And that's another part of this wonderful understanding that it takes the guesswork out of stuff because there is no guessing. You go with what you feel and you learn to trust that feeling.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
learning to trust that feeling.
Yes.
It's like, because even just like for me, I've been cleaning But there's that ego part of my brain that's like, "Oh, but you need to do something to get money. You need to do something to, your business. You need to finish off your client portal. You want a book that you wanna do that." And it's because of the conditioning of the hustle culture in this, in this world that, you have to do. But there
Mhm.
was a part of me that was very strong that was like, "No, go and clean the kitchen." And there was like and because I'm in alignment, I'm like, I'm gonna follow that." And when I was cleaning the kitchen, that's when I had insights. That's when I get my ideas, and it happens all the time. Like, when I'm trying to get ideas, I'm trying to do things, it never comes. It's always when I'm doing you know, I'm in the bath or I'm doing something silly that I'll get the ideas just come flooding in. It's trusting that letting go. It's trusting that you don't have to hustle. It's trusting that that wisdom will come when you allow it to, when you get out of its fucking way. And once you start seeing the evidence, yes, you'll see the evidence, you'll feel it, and then you'll doubt it again.
Mhm.
Like, I do that. I see it. I'm like, "Oh my god, there's just no absolutely undeniable, you can't there's just no way you can deny this." And then I'll start doubting it, and then I'll see it again. And I think for now, it's like it does compound. There's only a certain amount of proof that you need, and then you're like, "Okay, I surrender." And that surrender, that's the magic.
And it's in everything, The when Dickon told me that I was overcomplicating it, stop it. Just stop it. Build the trust in the little things. Everyday little things. Start listening to the feeling of wisdom instead of the content of thinking. And the more we do that, in the little things, build that trust with all the little things. Because then when something big happens, that'll be the first thing we do is turn in. Rely on that wisdom. And I was not very trusting.
Hmm.
I was
Did
not very trusting. And well, if I trust, then what? How do I let go of it and trust? I wanted to analyze. I wanted the how to. I wanted the proof. And the proof came with every pause instead of reaction. Every, not right now. I have too much thinking about that. We'll come back to that. Every time I honored it for what it was when I felt it, every time I recognized it, that trust built. And it shows up no matter what. It can show up in a mess, and it can show up in the perfectly laid out, ready to go. But it's there always, always. And when we can get over ourselves, because I think a lot of my thing was, well, that won't work for me because the world's out to get me. There's something
mm,
wrong with me. I'm broken. I'm not like everybody else. I'm a little fucked up. I'm crazy. It's just, there's too much going on and it's not going to work. And I thought that. And I thought that multiple times, even just recently. But I haven't believed that in almost 2 years. And every time it comes up and I don't believe that, holy shit, I'm given a solution. Holy shit, something just comes out of nowhere and is exactly what I needed to be able to get through what I was getting through. It's magic.
Yeah. I gotta say, because I want people to know there's so like it looks so different for each of us, but yet the same thing. It is possible too to just straight away, psh, everything's different.
Yeah.
And like for me, there was no like mine was just recognizing that why didn't I react? But then I just, let it go. Why aren't I upset? I didn't dig though, and I didn't want like it's so silly. I didn't want for this beautiful understanding. I didn't know anything about it. And when I got it, I've always had it. When it reemerged and I recognized it for what it was, there was no resistance in me at all. Straight out of the gate, complete faith, complete trust, not knowing, like, I've never lived my life from this perspective. I've never lived my life from this understanding. But inside me, there was always that steady, don't even question it. Don't even, don't, there was no questioning it. I was thankful. I think it just took a little bit of time. First of all, at first I just thought, "Ooh, I'm just in a really good mood." I'm serious. That was my first thought after my shift, after the big dramatic crying, tears of joy, and the whole world looks new. I just thought, wow, I'm in such a good mood. This is great. I wonder how long this good mood's going to last. And it kept lasting and it kept lasting. And I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. Like, ooh, not realizing that I was different. I was experiencing life different. And once I guess, I don't even know when that part actually hit me that, oh, this is here to stay. It's mine was just like, bam, here you go. And then I had to catch up to it, but I didn't run after it, if that makes any sense. I just sat back in it and just I let it unfold. And yeah, we know for Crystal, we're going almost 4 years now. And I will still describe it as magical. I don't care. Like you guys have both pointed to, you can have a shit day, you can have a shit mood. I say you don't have a shit day, you have a shit moment. You can turn it into a shit day, but it's a moment in a day. So you can have all of those things and it's still beautiful. It's still magical. It's still amazing. It's still all of those wonderful, wonderful things. And so, yeah, it happens in all sorts of different ways. And it can happen just like the one like I didn't believe like that. Just as quickly as we can be conditioned or take on a thought that's not ours or whatever, is just as quickly as it can be undone. And when you just let go, you don't hold any resistance to it at all. And I didn't purposely just be like, oh, I'm not going to resist. It just never crossed my mind to resist. Just fell away like people said it would. And I was like, oh, cool. 4 years later, I'm still like, cool. This is awesome.
Yeah. I love that because I love the fact that we are also different because it just shows people what is possible. You can have that one insight that just completely changes your life in a second, or
Mhm.
you can have little ones like me and Jen, you know, but it's all leading to the same place.
Yes.
I feel like this is for me this is perfect analogy of saying that the more you chase it, the more resistance you have.
Mhm.
But it's still possible even if you have loads of resistance. And it's still possible to have one big shift in a second. And it's still possible to get peace in little ones. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're struggling with, everyone has it. And we are the perfect combination to show that.
Yes. And
Yes.
Yeah, my insight, I haven't had a ton of insights, but the ones that I've had, they've popped, but then they grow, then they expand, and they keep showing up. I mean, I still keep going deeper on the same insights that I had when I started. And sometimes I'm very grateful when I forget what I know. And I follow that spiral and I get lost for a minute because even in the forgetting, every time I remember a little bit deeper. I see just a tiny bit more than I did the last time. So it's almost like the forgetting somehow brings up more of the knowing. And now it's like even in the hard situations, my first thing is to surrender, let it go. I am not going to be able to think my way out of this because my best thinking had me in a personal crisis all the time and landed me in federal prison. You know, my best thinking is not my best friend. But when I can listen to the quiet, the knowing, the nudges, it's it's amazing. And every time I see a little bit, that trust grows. Because listening to what you were saying, Crystal, I think one of the biggest things between me and you was trust. I didn't have it. I didn't trust myself. How was I going to trust anybody or anything else? And then that trust, every time it grows, there's magic in it. There's, and I keep saying that, like, shut the fuck up. But it's, it is insane to me. The difference in me, say now and 2 years ago, and nothing has changed. Nothing on the outside has changed. My entire world is different. How I show up, how I'm just there, and different in a better way, calmer, clearer. Uh, and I was a complete mess. So if I can get it, anybody can get it. That's what I love about this. It's not picky. It we all have it. It's already here in play. All we have to do is be willing to see past what we think we know.
I got some visuals going on at the minute. It's all of our insights. So it's Crystal, I'm seeing for yours. It's water and it's balloons with ink in it. And yours is this big balloon with loads of ink and it's just gone poof, and the whole water has just changed the colour of the ink and it's like done. Jen, yours is like smaller balloons and there's a hole in them and they're leaking out into the water.
Yeah.
And it's just like some there and it's just like leaking slowly out. And then as it goes out, it's like going even more like wider and bigger. And then mine's kind of like loads of little ones. There's not as much ink, but there's like coming out and they're all connecting to each other. And I just thought that was a really beautiful image that I just got in my head and I thought I'd share it.
Love that.
It is because you know what? All those beautiful balloons together make the most gorgeous bouquet of
Mm,
balloons. Love it. So
yeah.
beautiful.
So I think that would be a really good place to end today. I think this has been an amazing, uplifting, beautiful conversation. I don't know about you guys. Do you want to end it here?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, except for one thing.
Yes. So amazing. Crystal and Jen have both got their books out this week or
Yep.
last week. So if you want to buy it, we'll put the links, the Amazon links, into the description so you can buy their books. Honestly, I have both of them and they are both amazing. So yeah, get on there, get those ordered, and let us know what you think of them in the comments. So we'll
Yes.
Please
put
do.
those in, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Jen, I'll let you lead off as you always are the leader.
We love for you to do it.
Oh, okay. So everybody make sure to like, subscribe, share with anybody you know that it could be helpful for. Leave us comments. Let us know what you think. Um, Reach out to us. We're here. And thank you for joining us and taking the time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.